Did you know that a statistic of 2024 told us that 63 to 75% of Americans receive a tax refund of a total of $3,300 to $3,500 in their tax refund during tax season? Now, I know there's a bunch of people out there that are waiting for that tax check to come back, that tax return of maybe $2,200 or maybe $2,500, and you have choices when it comes to this money. Are you going to go and splurge in and have fun and buy a bunch of stuff? Or are you going to go and get into more debt with it and buy something massive, buy a car and use it as a down payment and get into debt with this car? Or maybe you're going to use it just to simply, save it up, be wise with it and use it and give it a plan, give it a purpose. There's a lot of different things that people are going to do with this tax refund, but in the next few months, let's say 3 months, you are going to have to make a decision. Are you going to continue the same cycle you have done in the past? Or are you going to blow right past it? Or are you going to choose to use this to begin to foundate or begin to develop your future so that you can have freedom in the next few months? Maybe you have $5,000 of debt and this money could be half of your debt payoff. Maybe you have a bunch of issues going on and you have no emergency fund. Maybe this could be your emergency fund. What are you going to do with the tax refund that you receive? Now, the reality is that a lot of people consider this money to be free money. And I want to clarify something here. This money is not free money. This is money that you practically loan to the government and the government is paying you back. Unless there's some type of stipend that they're approving and just some type of bonus, let's say, in that way that they're giving. In most cases, the tax refund is money that you overpaid with your checks and now you're receiving it back because of the fact that you overpaid it. The only issue that comes with it is that you overpaid and now you're receiving no interest throughout the whole year. And the government is just coming and giving it back to you and saying, hey, here's the money back, no interest. Right? You received no interest from it. You did nothing with it. It just sank in the government's lap and now they're returning it back to you. So it's not free money. That is a myth. Now, most people see tax refunds as bonus money. This is not bonus money. Again, we go back to what I said before. It is money that the government is giving you back because you paid too much. So if you really think about it, if you sit down and really look at your bonus money that you're receiving, that you think you're receiving, what you're going to treat it as is money that you could go and just spend and splurge with. Instead, I challenge you, realize that it isn't bonus money. It is an extra check that your job is giving you. Let's say it that way. Because what happens, this money is actually income that you should have had in your bank the whole time, but instead you were paying it to the government. So it really is part of your check. It is responsible for helping you do more of what you already do in regards to getting ahead in your life, not splurging more. It's not fun money. It is money that is dedicated to going ahead and being able to get ahead. It can't only be fun money. A lot of people, what they do is they buy a TV, they buy a couch, they buy vacations, they just go crazy with it, and they spend 60, 70% of the check, if not 100% of this check, just going ahead and splurging and having fun. And we can't allow this to be what we do this year. We need to break that cycle that we have of pay off debt, repeat, or get into more debt, repeat, tax refund, repeat it. The same thing over and over again that we continue to do. We get into debt. We go all year long, maybe paying off our debt, and then getting back into debt. We can't allow this to be our situation. I've seen so many people have the same cycle every single year. When I coach them, I see them, hey, pay off your debt, pay off your debt, pay off your debt. They pay off the debt, and then by the beginning of the next year, they have been doing this for decades and decades. They end up getting back into debt and using the tax refund to get out of debt. We can't allow this to continue being our situation. The tax refund needs to be our final straw where we get out of debt, where we build an emergency fund, where we use it responsibly. And not only that, we get to responsibly say, I'm going to break the cycle I've been doing every single year for decades now. So sit down, be responsible with your money. Don't consider it a bonus money because it's not. It's money, your loan that you have been loaned from the government. for 0% interest. That is what that money is. It is simply a part of your check that you weren't receiving. Part of the plan that I have developed is being able to use that money responsibly, right? Using what I call the 50-45-5 blueprint. This blueprint is set up so that you use 50% of your income for required payments, for rent, for utilities. It's not for fun money. It's not for you to pay off debt. This money is just for what's required. 45 of it you use for advancing, for being able to pay off debt, for being able to save, for being able to build that emergency fund, for being able to invest. And then the other 5% is to have a little bit of fun, just a little bit, because it's only 5%. So what does this money fall? Where does a tax refund fall in all of this? The tax refund falls in what I would call the 45%. It goes straight into advance. We don't split this 50-45-5. No, we don't do that. We split this check fully into what we would call the advance bucket, the 45% bucket, where we put all tax refunds, all bonus checks go straight into paying off our debt, building our emergency fund, or investing in our future. In this Santos blueprint, we will use this tax refund this year to be able to get ahead in our life. If you are in what I would call level 1 of your financial life, then I would say you first step, level 1 step, is that you build up your emergency fund, a starter emergency fund. It is just a beginning level $2,000 cushion so that you can feel safe. Now, what happens? If you receive this $2,200, then if you haven't started this and you don't have any level of emergency fund or savings in your bank, then what you sit down and do is you get this tax refund and you get $2,000 and you put it as a safe cushion just in case you were to have an emergency. You can be perfectly fine. Now, if you're on level 2, this check goes directly into debt. What you do is you grab the full extent of the check, having a $2,000 cushion that stays to the side, that stays alone in case you have an emergency, anything like that. You use the cushion. But the extra money that you have, or the full check, if you already have an emergency fund of $2,000, then you put the full amount into your debt. You put all of it into your debt. And if you have no debt, then you put it into level 3, furthering your cushion, furthering that emergency fund. So that's not just $2,000, but it is at least 3 to 6 months of savings. So this is what we will do responsibly in order to not spend our tax refund in a way that's just completely ridiculous. Just splurging it out, doing what I see a lot of people doing. I see people buying cars. When it's tax season, a few months later, you'll see a bunch of temporary license plates. Why? Because of the fact that people are going crazy buying cars. We can't allow this year to be the same thing. We can't allow this year to be the same thing as splurging, of just wasting our money. Now, check this out. I'm going to go on to my business calculator, where I have built a free calculator for anybody to use. So feel free to use this. It's at santosfinancialstrategy.com/blueprint. So if you go there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the things that it's requiring me to do, right? I'm going to put my total income. I'm going to go ahead and put my rent. I'm going to go ahead and also put the amount that I have saved and the amount of windfall or bonus check or tax refund, however you want to call it. In the calculator itself, it says windfall/tax refund. So look at the box here, put in the total amount that your tax refund is, and look at the debt-free date when you calculate it. So once you press the button, you're going to see a debt-free date. If you see, it's right here. If you scroll down a little bit, it just moved from October to June. Now, that one check just saved you 4 months of payments. That's what it did here. Now, the reality of this is that different situations could vary, but if you were to follow this calculator, it could give you a good plan of what to do in these beginning first steps. So I encourage you, check out this calculator, try it out. It's completely free. No strings attached to any of it. Just give it a try and see what happens. All right. I updated my calculator with this windfall button. Go plug in your tax refund amount right now and see how much time it saves you. The link is in the description. I recently set up this calculator for this exact purpose, for you to be able to have the opportunity to have a calculation that you can have in the beginning stages or at whatever stage, even if it's not in the beginning stage. In the bottom, you even see an investment number. Now, I'm not going to go into that right now, but what is interesting about this is that especially during this tax refund time, this tax season, you can go ahead and put your number into the windfall, and that windfall is automatically, that number is automatically going to go straight into your debt payoff or into your savings. And it'll let you know you need to put this into your savings. It'll let you know you need to go ahead and pay off debt. So remember the stages is going to split up the 50-45-5 blueprint that I gave you before, and you'll understand what each stage is about. So check it out. Again, santosfinancialstrategy.com/blueprint, and you'll find that also in the link in the description. So plug in your tax refund amount, plug in your numbers, and see how much time it saves you, how much time it's going to take for you to become debt free. Check it out. And remember, if you want to change your financial future, what you need to do is act now. You need to begin to use your money wisely, give it a responsibility, and use it to pay off the debts, save your emergency fund. Use your money wisely. Give it a plan, and be able to advance in your future. Check out the 50-45-5 blueprint. Be responsible with your tax refund. And hey, if you can even sit down and this year choose to decrease or remove completely your tax refund by editing your W-2, then that would be awesome, because of the fact that you are going and loaning this money to the government of no interest. In change, you could be saving up this money, you could be paying off debt with it, you could be putting into a high yield savings account and getting some level of interest, even if it's not a ton. So sit down, be responsible with your money, break the cycle of debt, break the cycle of brokenness, and sit down and build wealth in your future. The way you do that is by acting now. Your path to freedom is today.